For all of our European viewers, Europe
Cheers.
this week is next. For the rest of you, here's Street Signs Today with Ms. Chucky herself, Liz Klayman.
I didn't even have to try anything. I got all these.
Turduckens and Chuckies notwithstanding, welcome to Street Signs. Here's what we're tracking for you this hour. Oil futures down sharply as traders react to a much larger than expected jump in U.S. crude inventories. We'll find out what that really means for gasoline prices during the holiday season. What's the big deal about Black Friday? We're going to puncture the myth that the day after Thanksgiving is the most important day of the year for retailers. And why are Bill Gates and Carl Icahn starting to invest in the home building companies? What are they seeing in that sector that perhaps the rest of us are missing? That's ahead later this hour. But first, the latest batch of economic numbers contain a little bit of a confusing story. Many economists say it looks like the U.S. economic engine is slowing down, while consumers seem to be saying things are rolling along just fine. Who's right? Senior economics reporter Steve Leisman thinks he has the answer.
I'm right. That's what's right. You know, Liz, you know this. Consumer sentiment reasonably strong this morning. The jobless rate, a 6-year low, and wages are rising. Sounds like a recipe for an upbeat holiday shopping season. But economists have a more downbeat take. They're warning of slowing growth this quarter and next year. A Reuters poll is...
For the moment, Dow still struggles, but NASDAQ and S&P look okay. We've got the Dow down 14 points. The NASDAQ, though, is higher by 7. The S&P 500 higher by just about under a point. Let's head over to the New York Stock Exchange, where Bob Pisani's sharpening his turkey knives over there. Robert.
You know, they're talking about MGM a lot, and this move by Kurt Kerkorian to invest in MGM has been viewed here as a real vote of confidence in Vegas. I just want to put up the stocks here and then talk about it for just a real quick minute here. If those of you who didn't hear here, he's offering $55 a share for another 15 million shares of MGM here. That's been moving the stock up for the whole morning here. He's looking to get 61.7% from 56%. That's 15 million shares. All of the stocks are up here, with the exception of Las Vegas Sands, as you can see. Here's what's important here. The huge project that they are building in Vegas, bigger than anything that's out there. It's the City Center project, Project City Center, $4.5 billion, and this is an enormous development going on right near the Bellagio. It's going to be connected to the Bellagio. In fact, the final cost may even be higher than $4.5 billion, and they're saying that what it really amounts to is a vote of confidence by Kurt Kerkorian in this particular project and what's going on there here. We're talking about mixed condos, hotels, casinos, and retail. Huge numbers here, 2,800 condos, 4,000-room hotel and casino, nearly 500,000 square feet of retail here. So the project will eventually employ 12,000 people. Biggest mixed-use project in the United States today. Condo sales are going to begin in January. We're talking about opening late in 2009. So is it important or not? And yes, this is what the main topic is amongst most of the analysts. For example, Robin Farley over at UBS put out a note just a short while ago saying this tender is a clear vote of confidence from MGM's largest shareholder, quote unquote. And that's the tenor of most of the people that I have talked to here this morning here. Speaking of Mr. Kerkorian, GM, over at GM, Kerkorian's Trecinda confirming that they are agreeing to sell 14 million GM shares. That's $33. They're cutting their stake to 7.4% from 9.9%. GM climbed a little bit on that news intraday. The price was just $33. As you can see here, though, General Motors, a lot of selling going on in the last 3 days. Finally, you heard earlier, Liz mentioned this, the Gates Foundation buying home building stocks. This is the group that's really doing very well today, up 1%, 2%, and even 3% in some of the stocks. Liz, back to you.
It's the Gates effect. All right, thank you very much, Bob. As we told you at the top of the program, oil prices are falling in a big way today on major inventory news in the U.S. Also, we have Alaska's major oil tanker loading facility back in business. A couple things at work here, and Sharon Epperson's been watching all of the moving parts.